Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Here we go, y'all. Sunfest opening day. It is the KVJ After the Show podcast. Yeah. I'm hoping I'd like to get out to Sunfest tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Because I like to go out tonight. I mean, if I were just drawing it up, carte blanche, I'd like to go out tonight, see Surfslide, Incubus tomorrow, and then on Sunday we're going to be out there for KVJ volunteers, just saying, hey, what up? And then Third Eye Blind is going to be on stage. And I know Virginia's such a big fan of them that I want to go out and pay my respects to Third Eye Blind. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Probably I'll wind up out there on Sunday, and that might be about it. We'll see. But then the weather, troubling.
I know. I saw that.
And it looks like it is going to be like Saturday, cloudy and steady stream of rain, it sounds like, for the most part.
That's Saturday?
I think so, yeah. And Saturday's usually like, man, I remember last year was so awesomely cozy. It was just such a good time. I was out there. That's when they had like a kind of like reggae day. I was out there on the big old lawn. I'm just like, oh, man. It was just like the beers were flowing. The magic was in the air. It was beautiful weather. Yeah, it's 80% chance of rain on Saturday. Light rain transitioning to a few showers in the afternoon. Thunder possible. And then on Sunday, Saturday night, there's a few clouds, so maybe it'll clear out for nighttime stuff at Sunfest. Sunday, showers in the morning with some clearing in the afternoon. Well, that's better news. Thunder possible, but you got a chance of rain 50% on Sunday, so it's not as bad on Sunday. Saturday just looks like the day.
And it could change, too. It changes on a dime.
Changed since this morning, yeah.
You just got to keep watching it.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens. So that's kind of the game plan. Let's see here. Got this email from Jason. Said, hey, I just realized that all you guys have eye-related nicknames now. Beady eyes, pink eyes, and lonely eyes. Trifecta.
Aww.
Anyway, you guys can have Jerby do a take on Fleetwood Mac's Little Lies in honor of Virginia. Tell me lies, tell me pink little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies.
Oh, no, you can't disguise.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some parodies, but the
pink eye.
The JMZ video took precedent.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's loving that video, that JMZ expose.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, you should. It is on the KVJ
What's that reporter's
YouTube
name?
channel.
I never heard that reporter before. What's his name?
The British guy?
Yeah.
In due time, he will reveal himself.
Is this another alter ego you have to take over?
It is.
I love it. The British paparazzi.
Yeah, exactly.
What would his name be?
I know, there's a name.
There's a name?
We're working on all that, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nigel?
It's not.
Got this from Mark. He said about anesthesia. So from the conversation that you guys had the other day about the guy telling his girl that she's a 5 out of 10, I had to go under myself to get the wisdom teeth pulled. And all I can remember from after the surgery was trying to get in my mom's car. And then I woke up on the couch. Nothing in between.
Whoa.
My mom and girlfriend said that I was saying some of the most ridiculous things. Now, his girlfriend might be a 5 out of 10, but I don't think she should take it to heart because he might not think that at all. Could be total nonsense.
Agreed.
So there you go. People are saying it's not necessarily true to heart.
The other thing I don't buy is when people always say, "Oh, your real feelings come out when you're drunk." I don't believe that for everybody. Everyone's different, and everyone handles alcohol differently. I know I've actually not been honest on alcohol. It makes me sometimes say crazier shit. So I just, people, oh, you're more, it's like a cliche, or it's like one of those things that everyone's supposed to just go along with. Oh, you're right. Everyone tells the truth when they're drunk. Not true.
No, it's sometimes fun to make up whole lies when you're drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had these guys in a bar convinced one time that me and my girlfriend were with Riverdance, and we kept it going for a good 2 hours with these guys.
Well,
It's just fun when you're drinking to lie.
Or even if you're hooking up with somebody, if you were drunk and you're like, oh, no, you're the best. You're the best. And then you wake up the next morning, you're definitely not the best. What the fuck was I talking about?
I love you.
Yeah, exactly. They're lies.
It's about getting arrested in different countries, different responses on that. Somebody said, Kev, I got a friend who was arrested and tossed in the clink overnight in Mexico, all while his new bride was clueless, fast asleep in a resort room bed. Wow. It was my friend's wedding night, and after the wedding, they were dead tired and flew that night to Cancun. They clear customs. They have an hour car ride to the resort from the airport, etc. When they get to the resort, he was beyond tired from the day, and they didn't have the honeymoon suite booked for them. He told his wife to just go to the room they had been assigned so that she could lay down, and she was tired too. Only for him to go lose his cool in the lobby. He got detained by local police and taken to jail and held overnight. And he said, again, in the end, they just wanted $300. And no, they didn't get their room upgraded.
Wow.
All that for nothing.
They shook him down for $300 and then let him go.
Yep.
We are hearing this a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe the lesson is you got to go with a reputable resort. Maybe if you go with like a resort that has global, like a global brand, a Marriott, a Ritz, you know, something that has like a global brand, there might be more accountability.
Yeah.
People have told me if you go to these countries, don't leave the resort. Which that seems boring, but
well, that's going to be on their experience. I think, like with my buddy, there's great parts of Jamaica.
I know.
Yeah.
I've explored Jamaica. That was some of the best moments I had. Were in the shanties up in the hills where you're the only white person, and it's awesome.
I don't think that you know. I think everyone's different. You could have. I think you could go to Jamaica 9 out of 9 times, nothing happens. Everything's great.
Well, someone texted in and said, my dad was an FBI agent. He says never, ever leave the tourist areas in Jamaica. He was worried when I went, and he said that you never want to leave the tourist area because there are things that they can't even really control that will happen to you. Someone else, separate text, said, I was visiting Jamaica about 12 years ago, and I took a bus to what we were told was a local market, and when we got off the bus, this 7-foot-tall Jamaican approached me and said, how much are you going to pay me? I looked at him, I asked him for what, and he looked right back at me and said to make sure nothing happens to you in there. And then he pointed into the middle of the market. Funniest thing about the whole experience, however, is that it was the best money I ever spent because the market shopping experience was absolutely amazing with a 7-foot-tall bodyguard.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We kind of did the same thing in Jamaica. We made friends right off the bat with this guy who was a cab driver, and he's like, look, I'll be your tour guide the whole weekend. If you guys just want to pay me a little extra, I'll take you everywhere. I'll show you the real spots. I'll take you to my kid's school. And I was like, hooked. Let's do this.
Yeah, if you got someone that's legit.
And luckily, he was legit. But,
Yeah.
I mean, there was no way for me to know if he was legit or not.
Yeah, I think my buddy went on the outskirts and started exploring.
Well, that's where you find the fun party stuff, too, is on the outskirts.
Like what?
Like drugs.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. Go to another country and take their random bootleg drugs.
Kev, what could happen?
Yeah. What could go wrong?
Are you fucking insane? What you?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh my God.
It worked out.
Somebody said my friend went to Spain and got Baker acted. Didn't speak any Spanish. Was locked in a loony bin for 2 weeks before they let him go.
What?
Didn't say what they did to get Baker acted, but yeah, that's the kind of stuff that can happen.
Were they drinking and getting belligerent?
No idea. Didn't say.
gosh.
That's all I got.
I think sometimes you could be minding your own business, and if someone's eyeballing you, that's what happened to my buddy. They're not partiers.
They knew exactly who to grab, who looks like they're a tourist and they've got a little cash. And they probably do it all day.
Sure. It's probably a solid way for them to make money.
Well, if they're seasoned with doing that stuff, they could probably spot certain things that other people couldn't spot.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Got this about the deodorant antiperspirant misconception. Says, I've heard you guys changing to safe alternatives for your smelly armpit needs. So I decided to do a little bit of research. And here's what I found. There is apparently a big myth around a lot of this. To keep it short, recent years, they believe that breast cancer could be caused by aluminum chloride or your antiperspirant deodorant. They believe this because breast cancer cells were starting near the armpit. However, there has been zero research actually linking the two, only guessing it could be a possibility. The metal is in small quantities, and it simply plugs your sweat glands to prevent or reduce sweating. In addition, they believed it could cause dementia and Alzheimer's. This was because old research brains had traces of metal in them. This sparked researchers to question all metal in the household. However, they later found out that it was not the cause and stopped researching it. Lastly, people who have had kidney problems are the only group of people that have to worry about any metals entering their bodies. This is because there is a definite link between a new medicine that had metals in it and caused dementia. However, it only matters with people who have a 30% or less functioning kidney.
How much does your kidney work?
Because
you only have one.
Yeah, I have function of my kidney.
It's 100%.
I mean, it kind of morphs into like the function of two kidneys is what usually happens.
You can absolutely use the same deodorant antiperspirant. There are no proven risks. Only a few people who have a guess based on a location of cancer growth. Stop smelling bad, you're fine. So there you go. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm using real deodorant, y'all.
Somebody sent me a Arm & Hammer mix one now that they say is chemical free, and it actually works.
Okay.
A lot of the ones that are chemical free don't really work. They work for like 5 minutes. But I don't know. I'm going to try this Arm & Hammer one that says all natural. It's got a mint scent.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know where my wife gets some of these products. Like I was looking at the deodorant this morning because I was going to like tell everybody, and it's like no brand. It's called like Fresh and Frisky or something like that. It sounds like cat litter.
That might be like a store brand.
Is it tuna flavor?
I don't even know. It's like with natural tea tree oils or something like that. And then the other thing that my wife does, I don't know where she gets these phone chargers, but I swear they only last 2 weeks.
They're low budge.
She get at the gas station, probably.
Yeah.
When she's at the gas station, she's grabbing them. Because I get the same kind, and you're right. They're fucking terrible.
I have one at my desk that I've had for 2 years, and it's been fine.
Because it probably came from Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the last two nights, my phone, I wake up the next day, thank God my alarm went off because I didn't get the normal amount of sleep, but it was like I had like 8% battery. I'm like, and I looked and checked, and it had the charge thing when I went to bed, and then sometime right after I drift off to sleep, it goes, nope. And then I'm
Let's fuck with Kevin.
yes. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's horrifying.
Horrifying. And I'm like, and she'll come back, I'm sure today. There'll be another charger, and
It'll be a cheap one.
and it goes for 2 weeks. And I'm like, can we just spend $80 and buy a great ass charger? Because that one's been going for 2 years at my desk.
You can get really good ones for like 20, or you can get a cheap one for 5.
She had the phone charger itself, it looked like a wizard's wand. The whole thing like lit up. It looked like a Christmas light strand. And I'm like, why do we need this? So every time I'd roll over towards my nightstand, it'd be like it would wake me up. I'm like, this is the worst thing ever.
Merry Christmas.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy it died actually. It's just, always just something, man. I don't know what it is. Oh, you remember how I was telling you about the crazy animals?
Yes.
In the back? Did I tell you kind of like the latest thing was, we got the backyard, which is overgrown. So my wife won't let me trim it, and then she won't call anybody to come trim it up. So it's just completely overgrown. We got
You
all
feed the
kinds
dog back there, so all the rats get all the dog food.
So what had happened, yeah. So the dog can't get the dog food because it's all the crows and rats and possums and everything else is eating out of the bowl, and so the dog won't go over and eat its food. So my mother-in-law felt bad for the dog. So instead of just, I don't know, maybe it's common sense just to me. Instead of not putting the dog's food out there and feeding the dog somewhere in the house, she said, no, what I'll do, I'll continue to put the food there for the other animals, but then I'm going to take dog food and put it in Coco's bed that she has, that's underneath like a chair. That's where Coco likes to lay down. She's made a nice little bed for her. And I saw that and I told my wife, I'm like, you know what's going to happen, right? And she's like, no, Coco will have food right there where she's sleeping. I'm like, okay, we'll see how it goes. So sure enough, yesterday I go and what is it but a family of possums chilling in Coco's bed, eating her food. And I'm like, yep, that's just what I thought.
A family?
Well, at the time it was just the baby. There you go. If you're watching KVJ TV, isn't it adorable?
Oh, it's so horrifying.
Just sitting there in Coco's bed, eating Coco. It loved it. It was so comfy, and the possum's like, this is just, he's like looking at the other ones, and there's a close-up of the baby possum.
Aww.
How adorable, right? Yeah. So now.
Their tails freak me
You
out.
basically have bush wildlife in your backyard.
It's complete insanity. Like I said, it's actually distracting because I'm sitting there at the table And I face, because I do like looking outside, but it's like I'm going to have to turn around because every second I'm like, what is that movement? And I look, and there's like 10 rats up on the bar dancing. And then here comes a possum. And then there's like 12 crows that are like battling in midair. It's just like, it's magnificent in a sense, but it's very distracting. I can't get any work done, Virginia. That's what we got going on back there.
Your life is literally a zoo.
It's crazy because I'm so calm. I'm like just the.
You're the most chill.
I'm the pillar of just strength and just calm and just going through the storm of life, and it's just crazy what's going on around me. It's just fascinating to watch. So I don't know what today's strategy is going to be. The very simple fix will, I'm sure, have a part 3.
You never know what you're going to walk into, but doesn't that make it fun?
No, you're right. That does make it fun because I need the excitement because I'm not providing it myself. So
You're too boring.
I'm too boring.
You need a little spice.
Yeah, so I don't know what we'll have today. Maybe Coco will be up on the bar and the food will be up there. That'll be playing C, and then we'll have possums in her bed, and then the crows will be over at the dog bowl. And I don't know. I don't even know what to expect, Virginia. We'll have to wait and see. This is about the hot sauce bit from last year. I was listening to the ATS. You guys were talking about how you couldn't remember the bit where you drank hot sauce and you shit your brains out. I remember it vividly, and I laughed so hard. It was the like game, and I believe that Kevin had picked Kesha. And I think she said like 13 times, and every time she did, he had to do a shot of hot sauce. You're right. And then he had to leave the show early. Yeah, I remember that. I don't think I made it through. Was it the podcast or something like that? Yeah, that's right. I had to call you guys from the toilet.
You did. You were in a hurting position.
I was so bad. I got right out of here. I drove right home, and I'm like, guys, I can't leave this toilet. I couldn't. Like I told you, for 4 to 5 hours, I couldn't go 10 feet away from that thing. You had no warning.
So it came out of your butthole. It came out of my pie hole. I could not keep the Tabasco down. I threw it, and that's the worst thing to throw up is hot sauce.
Oh, sure.
It's terrible.
Oh, absolutely. Heather from the Pizzle said, I recently read an interview with Avril Lavigne, and I was reading like every 5 words. Got me thinking about the like game that you guys had done. I was hoping you could bring it back. Maybe just not with that.
Let's bring it back. Let's ride the bull.
Not with hot sauce. Can we do something different?
Right.
I mean, we can't have Kevin's O-ring blown out.
No, that was not something I want to repeat.
And your throat. I mean, throwing up like that is not good.
It's for the people.
Yeah. I got this from Tanya. Said, I was listening to the old podcast from time to time, and I was wondering if I could get an update on a particular couple Jason used to be friends with. Back in July 2016, he got pulled into some drama. The wife of his buddy told him not to say anything if her husband asks about them hooking up 16 years ago. You guys started a texting war, and your finishing move was good luck with staying married. Clearly, they were struggling with something in their marriage.
Yeah, we don't talk.
Oh, okay.
Update.
We don't talk anymore.
Yes. Like we used to do. Big time fan since the Godfather Olympics. What was the Godfather Olympics?
Godfather Olympics. Was there a competition to be Cannon's godfather?
There'll be maybe.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. It wasn't a competition, was it?
No, there was. I remember you announced it on the air for Cannon, and it was between me and your buddy Dennis. But I don't think there was an Olympics tied to it.
Yeah.
That might be before I was there. They'll email tomorrow and tell us.
There was the Naked Olympics, which I think we should bring back, personally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Maybe we got to go off premise.
Hashtag me too, Virginia.
Hashtag off premise.
Yeah, I mean, hashtag me too is right with Kevin. I mean, plus just hashtag bird, put your shirt back on. It's gross.
Yeah. Oh, somebody texted in and said, yeah, Kevin, you didn't make it home. I remember you saying you had to stop at the hotel and got sick there. That's right.
That's right.
I destroyed their bathroom.
That's funny.
Oh, it was so bad.
Give them a shout out. What hotel?
Right across the street, the Marriott.
Oh, Marriott.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I went galloping into the lobby. And I came out with the shame of, like, murder on my face.
My buddy, he swears by the lobby, the bathroom lobby, or the lobby bathroom at the Marriott. He loves to take dumps there. He will actually not go at his house to go there.
The best bathrooms now are the ones that are self-contained, one unit. It's got a sink, it's got a toilet, it's got a mirror, and it's got a door, and that's it. And then you open that door, and then you're in the hallway. Those are my favorite in the world now because you can do whatever you want
Yeah.
in there. You can poop it up.
Yep.
Now I avoid the stalls. I really do. I don't
Yeah.
like to hear other people pee, and I don't want anybody hearing me. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just gross.
It's the peeing I'm okay with. We got a guy here that he grunts. It sounds like he is strangling the turds or something.
What's his name?
I will tell you off the mic, but it's alarming. And he knows people are in the bathroom,
He don't care.
and I feel like he either gets off on it or he's in that much pain that he can't help it. But we're talking like 7 times now.
Do you think that maybe he's sending out, it's because animals do this in the wild. They'll send out like a noise, a call in a sense to chase predators away, that maybe he wants peace in the bathroom. So if he's in there like really sounds like he's struggling with it, it's kind of like, hey, this is an audible warning to get away and get out of here. Because
It works. Jay Bird leaves.
Yes.
That's a great point. That's
Yeah.
a great point because you're right. I finish peeing quick and I get the hell out of there.
That's probably the strategy. It's like, yeah.
It's working. What?
Yeah. 'Cause-
Fucker's a genius.
Yeah, if it sounds to me like a guy is dying in the bathroom, yeah, I'm not going to stick around to smell the
No.
carnage.
You want to get out as quick as you can because you're embarrassed.
Well, the more they sound like they're laboring. Yeah.
Well, I'm not embarrassed. I'm just grossed out. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
oh,
no.
shit, this is terrible.
No, I had that when we had gone up to we had checked out the Michael Jordan place, 1,000 North or what, 100 North or whatever the hell it's called.
1,000 North.
I don't even know. It's too.
Did you go
too
up
many
to the
numbers for
private
me.
club?
No, I'm not that fancy.
Oh.
No, I was just downstairs. I wish I would have if they had a toilet, if they'd have let me, but I don't think I'm that privileged. And we went in the bathroom, and I started to go in, and there was a guy that worked there. He came out. He's like, "I am going to the private bathroom." That was the first thing he said. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I had to pee so bad. I went in there with both hands up over my. I mean, it was the worst I've ever smelled.
It's no way to live.
It was the worst. Like I was as I was like I was trying to. It was so bad. I don't know what happened to
Sometimes
that guy.
rich food will light people up, and they just
Really?
yeah.
It was bad.
I just think some people just poop gross. Rich, old. I think that there's just gross poopers out there.
I mean, like rich in like butter
But,
and
like,
sauce and cream.
Yeah.
And that kind of food has a really weird reaction with some people's systems, and they just explode.
got ya. You're not. You're talking rich.
Not
and
rich like
ingredient-
money. I mean, rich like buttery and
Yeah,
creamy
yeah.
and just thick and oh.
Yeah, that
Some
kind
people just have ass explosion.
Some people do. I just think it just is part of your chemistry.
It is. I'm not going to call anybody out, but people in my family have that. Where
Oh, yeah?
if they eat really, really rich food,
Sure.
they instantly go, uh-oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
got to
wow.
get to a toilet quick.
It's kind of fucked up because your whole family now is under this poop microscope. It could be instead of just identifying one.
I'm not saying who it is, but
Well, we have some things to talk about off the mic, don't we?
you know this person.
All
Well, they're in
right.
your family.
Of course
we
I
know,
know.
yeah.
That's true. You know everybody in my family.
Got this email said I got an 11-month-old son. His father and I are no longer together. I chose to walk away because he kept relapsing on drugs. Forgave him when he did it. The first time when I was 5 months pregnant. Tried to work through it, and the betrayal. It happened again when my son was 2 months old. Then I made the decision to leave because I didn't want my son growing up in that kind of environment. Now months have gone by, and he's better. He hasn't been doing any drugs, and I test him randomly to see if he wants to see his son. He's got to pass the test first. I'll always have that worry in the back of my mind about him doing drugs again, but now the topic of my son and I moving back in with him has come up. However, I feel like he is now bringing it up because he doesn't want to see me with anyone else or have another man involved in our son's life. I never wanted my son to grow up with his parents not being together, which is why I think he is dangling this in front of me to keep me from moving on. So what do you guys think? Should I
Well,
move back in?
You need to sit down and have a really deep heart-to-heart with yourself. Do you love this man? Do you want to be with this man? And let's just say he can kick the habit. Let's just say he is going to be good. He's going to stay clean, because that is the hope for all people in recovery.
Sure.
And you're going to support that and help him achieve that goal. Do you love him? Do you want to be with him? Do you want to live as husband and wife? I mean, that's really the most important thing. Or has he broken your trust and broken your relationship to the point where you can't forgive him?
Yeah. That is a big part of the question. And then what kind of time limit do you give him? Yeah, how long has he actually been sober now?
Don't
that you've
just
known?
and don't just do it because you want to have two parents in the home for your son. That is not a good reason. You have to really ask yourself, does he make you happy? Are you in love with him? Do you look at him and feel joy and you want to be together and grow together and laugh together? Do you do those things? And if the answer is no, then there's your answer.
I think right now you want a fallback too. A safe haven, a place you can go. If he does fall back, you're not then stuck in the same house with a guy that's relapsed into drugs. Probably be a good place, to do.
And then you also need to tell yourself 3 strikes and you're out. So
Sure.
he's got 2.
Yeah, right. Exactly. All right, got this email from Anonymous. They say, I just want to let you know that I work at a morgue and something's been going on that I don't like.
Oh.
When I see a naked dead woman, I get a boner.
What?
What?
I would never in a million years do anything. I just feel like a bad person when this happens. I was wondering if you guys could talk about it on your show. Love to hear from a doctor that I'm not a bad person. Am I just getting excited because it's a naked body? Like I said, I would never do anything. I hate that this happens to me and I want to fix it. I'm just really struggling.
Huh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Because I know other people that used to be mortician. I wonder if any of them ever got turned on.
I mean, I got a boner by Kevin reading that. Kidding. It's a joke. A levity and a very creepy email.
Yeah, it can't really help you there.
Well, I think here's the thing. If you're having an impulse and you're not acting on it, I think you should commend yourself. There's people who act on impulses all the time. The fact that you're not recognizing it's something that you don't like, I think you should feel better about that. Sometimes you can't control certain things that you think or react on. If it's really bothering you, sit down with a professional, talk to them, see what they say. But the fact that you're not acting on your impulse and you said in a million years he never would, I think you should give yourself credit for that. I know you don't like these thoughts. I know you think it's sick and it's awful.
Yeah.
Sit down with somebody. Talk to them. I don't know. That's my thought.
Yeah.
And the question still applies. How hot are they?
Oh, Kevin. Too soon.
They're pretty cold, actually, Kev.
Cold, but yeah. It'd be cold and hot, I guess, at the same time.
But could you imagine that, though? You don't want a boner to happen, and it does, and it's now fucking with your head, and you're like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me?
Yeah. 8th grade.
I bet you if you
Sweatpant day.
I bet you if you go and maybe anonymously try to speak to other people in your field of work, there's got this has to have happened
a mortician's
to
convention?
another mortician.
Well, I mean,
And there's a seminar on that's simply titled "Weird Boners."
how not to try to hump the dead people you're working on.
and
It's a
again,
long title.
I'm not defending necrophilia. That's not what's happening. I'm just saying he's clearly struggling with it. He doesn't want it, and it's just happening. He should give himself a little bit, because I know he's in a dark place probably from it.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck do I know.
Congratulations! It is the most bizarre email of the week, though.
yeah.
Maybe of the year.
Also, a nice little shout out here to my hard-working hubby, John. You helped to take over my family's business after my father became terminally ill last year. He's gone way above and beyond with the business, selflessly giving up his own career and hobbies while also taking care of my mother and me. We love you so much, babe. And P.S., you got me pregnant, Big Daddy. Woohoo.
Oh, is this her pregnancy announcement?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I wish I'd have known. I wouldn't have done it after the guy who got boners while looking at dead people.
You should have really done it before.
Had no idea.
What a follow-up
Yes.
here. Oh, my God.
I apologize for the order of these emails.
So the guy's name is John. What's the girl's name?
Name is Kate.
Kate.
Kate,
Congratulations.
Thank you for making us smile day after day. Kevin, your story about getting sloshed and deflating some chick's tires is still my favorite. LOL.
Oh.
Moment. Love you all. There you go. All right. Wow. How about that?
Oh, that's good that you ended it on love
Yeah.
and not boners.
Dead
Dead
people
boner,
boners.
yeah.
Yeah. And somebody texted and said, I worked in a morgue for 3 years. Nope. Never got excited. Ew. So,
I would say 99.9 people do not get excited.
yes.
Yeah.
Or 9%.
Yes.
It's not like you're some like person that needs to be ostracized from society because, I mean, if you're turned on by the female form and the corpse is hot, I could see where this would be something that would happen. I mean,
I could too.
Don't beat yourself up, but you do need to talk to somebody about it and make sure you're working through it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's great advice.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much for all the emails.
Yeah.
And especially from the weird ones.
Yeah.
Keep those coming.
Keep them coming because that gets people like thinking.
Got you thinking?
Yeah.
I thought you would have maybe thought he would have been a perv. And then you're like, no.
No, I think it's probably normal to be turned on by the female form if it's hot. I mean, yes, it's dead, and that's kind of weird, but it's still like, if it's not like old dead, if it's only been dead like a few hours, then I don't know. What do I know? Now I sound creepy. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Staying on it.
Keep talking. Come on,
Yeah.
keep talking.
I just sounded really creepy.
You out-creeped the email and myself.
I see in the chat room, Chicago Kev saying Ded and Danielle going to be coming up here to Chicago. I love that when KVJ Nation gets together.
Yay.
So that's very cool. Quick little note. I am going to be in Chicago coming up on August 9th, 10th, 11th. Looks like that time
Nice.
for a radio convention. So if there's anybody up there, I know last time I was up there, I met with some of the KVJ Nationers that were in Chicago.
Party.
Got to hang out for a little bit. So hope to hit a Cubs game. So maybe we're going to hang out around Wrigleyville.
And what hotel are you staying at so we can send everybody to your room?
I am staying at the YMCA.
The Queen won't stay at no YMCA.
I'm staying by myself. Peace and quiet, Virginia. Peace and quiet. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.